It may be difficult to understand how mobile learning can help curb climate change. This presentation is about how mobile learning can reduce carbon dioxide emissions in higher education. As a practitioner who uses mobile applications to teach at the university, I have witnessed how mobile learning can cut down on the main sources of carbon emissions. Higher education sector in Kenya is a fast-growing. According to Commission for University Education, there are 454,826 students enrolled in universities in Kenya. There are also 15,106 lecturers teaching at the universities and over 5,000 courses being offered at the universities. If an environmental assessment is conducted to establish the amount of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases emitted at the university, the amount is enormous. To reduce carbon dioxide, it is important to calculate and measure how much carbon people, companies or universities emit to sustain themselves. World Bank estimates that the average carbon footprint per person per year is around 4.8 metric tons. This implies that Kenyan university students alone produce over 2.2 million metric tons of greenhouse gases per year through their actions. This is important because it shows a measure of the impact Kenyan universities have on the environment and on climate change. Studies shows that the main sources of carbon emissions at universities are travel, residential energy consumption, and campus site operations. Paper use at a university can contribute to carbon emissions in several ways. Studies show that 7% of total carbon emission at the university is related to paper and printed material consumption. The production and disposal of paper can emit greenhouse gases, and the transportation of paper products can also contribute to emissions. Additionally, the energy used to power printing equipment and computers also produces carbon emissions. To reduce the carbon emissions associated with paper use at a university, several measures can be taken. 1. Reduce paper usage by encouraging staff and students to use digital alternatives to paper, such as electronic documents and email. 2. Use recycled paper. This reduces the need for virgin materials and reduces the carbon emissions associated with paper production. 3. Implement sustainable printing practices. This can include using double-sided printing and using printers that are ENERGY STAR certified or energy efficient. 4. Reduce transportation emissions. Purchasing paper products from local suppliers can reduce transportation emissions associated with paper products. 5. Implement waste reduction programs such as recycling and composting programs, which can help reduce the amount of paper waste that ends up in landfills, and reduce methane emissions from decomposing paper. By reducing paper use and implementing sustainable paper practices, universities can not only reduce carbon emissions, but also reduce costs associated with paper purchases and disposal. It is important for universities to track and report on their paper use and carbon emissions associated with paper use to monitor progress and set goals for improvement. Thank you.